What is up, people? Welcome to the stream. It's been a while since I've streamed, but we're gonna get back into it. Let me know if you guys can hear me well. Not sure how well you can hear me. I might need to turn up my mic just a tad. But yeah, I am back, loud and clear. Cool. All right, so Axure II just came out, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. I know we've had a lot of questions from people that are just confused on how some things work, and we're going to go over some of these things today, like 4 strings and just general MIDI programming, talk about some of the features within Axure II, all the new features, and, you know, just kind of work on a little track that I'm putting together. It's a cover. It's not an original, so I will be doing originals eventually, but right now we got a cover here, a pretty sick one, I might add. I'm still working on it. I just had to pull the tabs from Songster. Not sure if you guys know what Songster is. Welcome, Rainquill. What is up, buddy? Fitting to listen to this on my post office route. Nice, dude. Delivering the mail. Watching streams. Be careful, dude. Yeah, so this is something that I grabbed off of Songster, If you don't know what that is, it's just a website where you can get like tabs. I know there's Ultimate Guitar tabs as well, but I just went with Songster because they had a really cool interface and, you know, features and stuff. So I just went ahead and subscribed to that. But I grabbed Meshuggah Future Breed Machine, and I'm not sure how accurate these tabs are or MIDI, but we're gonna go through and kind of dissect it. I'm gonna have to adjust things like drums and guitar articulations and things like that. So bear with me. This isn't gonna sound 100% like the original. If you want to go see the actual dude who mixed Meshuggah's Future Breed Machine, you can go and subscribe to Nail the Mix. There's a course on there by what's his name, Daniel Bergstrand. He's the guy who recorded Meshuggah, so or that song, that album, or whatever. So if you want to see a pro mix it, go watch his Nail the Mix, because that's where I was getting some of my insight as well. Songsters for the OGs and still have a lot of free accurate tabs. Yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah, I grabbed these tabs. I'm gonna let you guys hear it real fast, what I have so far. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but this is what I have so far. I just tabbed out, or I just did the articulations for the first like few bars, so I still have to work through the rest of the song. But we're gonna go through Axure and also just work on these articulations as well. I bought Axure II, but didn't even try it so far. What? Bro, Kenobi. Bro, you gotta try it. You gotta try it, man. It's pretty sick, man. It's updated everything. It's not just a reskin. There's new samples, a bunch of new features, and just overall quality of life. You know, we moved over to Contact because Decent Sampler was very buggy. We had a lot of people with issues on different platforms like Logic and Pro Tools, and you know, those people just kind of stopped using it because it was very problem ridden. So for the people that are worried about Axure II, don't be worried, because it's on Contact. It works perfectly fine, and it's a rather small library as well, so it's like it's not going to take up too much computer power as well. So yes, it does work on Mac. If you can have Contact on Mac, then yes, it will work on Mac, which I think Contact is on Mac. So yeah, you're good to go, man. You can grab Axure for Contact or for Mac or Windows, and it'll work. But yeah, let's check out what we have so far of Future Breed Machine. I'm gonna stop it where I stopped doing the articulations. All right, here we go. Where I left off, I did key switches here and there on some of that. A lot of that didn't have key switches, so that's what I'm going to be working on today, just showing you guys how I, you know, work with Axure. But yeah, that's what I got so far. I know it definitely sounds a lot different than the original. I'm going to reamp the guitar tones and mix it and everything. So the plan is to take these little covers that I'm doing and I'm going to put them on the Study Sound Audio YouTube channel. It's just going to be like, you know, just showcasing Axure basically. But also in the description of these videos, there's going to be tabs and files for you guys for free to just download. And, you know, if you want to see how things are programmed with Axure, if you want to mix the song yourself or whatever. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. It's just streaming myself doing songs or mixing songs with Axure. So if you have any suggestions of some cool songs that we could remake with Axure, let me know in a comment. I'll write them down. The next one I really want to do, I thought about it the other day, is KFO from Animals as Leaders. That's such a sick song, and I feel like it would be pretty cool to recreate it with Axure. So I want to do that one. That one's on my list. But if you guys have any others, suggestions, let me know, because I'm going to be doing a lot of these and putting them up on the Study Sound Audio YouTube channel. I'm also going to be writing my own stuff too. I got a lot of stuff I'm doing this year. But yeah, Era Frostbite, man, classic. Man, I don't know if I want to recreate like an Era song, you know, because I already did that. I already created Era songs back in the day, and I got to redo them. But that would be cool to hear it in MIDI. Yeah. Leave your Era suggestions as well. Maybe I'll do a cool Era song. One that I do already have tabbed out that I have not done anything with is an old Era song called Isolation Blue. I still have it. I tabbed it out, and it's pretty much mostly done. I just haven't done anything with it, man. I've been so busy. But I mean, I could release that one as well. I'm gonna have like little sections on the YouTube channel of like different artists. So I may have like 2 or 3 or 4 songs from a specific artist, and we'll just have little playlists for those songs. 6 Structures, what's that? Lunar, what are you talking about, bro? 6 Structures, never heard of it. Okay, so let's address some of the issues here that you guys may be having with Axure. We're gonna get on here. It takes a second. Okay, that was quicker than I thought. All right, so we have Axure here, right? All right, a lot of people are confused about the 4 strings. Now let me explain this. You have to use MIDI note channels. I don't know how it works in your DAW, but in mine, Reaper, I just right-click on the note and set the note channel to 2 through 7, which is going to be the strings. 2 is going to be your high E, and then it goes all the way down, or all the way up to channel 7, which channel 7 is your 6th string, the low E. So in order to have those 4 strings display on the fretboard, you have to come down here and click on the tuning, which is right here. And when you click on tuning, you'll see a bunch of tunings that I came up with that I think that are like, you know, some of the common tunings. Now, I know there's some missing here. I think like someone mentioned drop F. So yeah, drop F is missing on here. So we will be updating this list with more choices as we go with Axure on the next update. But right now we have standard E, drop D, standard D, drop C, standard C sharp, drop B, standard C, drop A sharp, standard A sharp, drop G sharp, standard F sharp, drop F sharp, and double drop C. And whatever your tuning is, you select it here, which right now I'm in A sharp, standard A sharp, because that's what Meshuggah plays in. And everything that I have programmed here will reflect on that as long as I program in my MIDI note channels. 6 by Structures. Oh, okay. All right. I'll have to check it out. I can't remember that one. I know who Structures is. I don't remember that specific song. I'll have to check it out. I've been having a problem with the rake not working on Studio One. Dang. Is that Axure 1 or is that Axure 2 that you're having troubles with? But yeah, just make sure you select your tuning right here. sorry. You select your I was clicking on the wrong screen. All right, make sure you're clicking on your tuning right here. And then within your MIDI piano roll, I'll show you right here actually. This is where I programmed 4 strings so far. So if you zoom in here, okay, so this is like, let me see if I can solo out this guitar. All right, so listen. All right, so I'm using 4 strings here, and on the top string right here, I just highlighted all of them. I right click, and then I go to note channel right here, and then set it to channel 7, which is going to be the low E on the 6th string. And all of those now will reflect the 6th string, the low string on the guitar. And then, so they're in standard tuning, so this is like an open. And then this one right here is going to be your 2nd string. So I just highlighted those as well and did the same thing for the next string over. Just right click, note channel 6. I already have it set to channel 6 right here. And then there's one more here, and that is right click, note channel, set it to channel 5. Now whenever you go back into Axure, you'll see it play back with those chords, or with that chord. Okay, so yeah, we got visuals here on the fretboard because we put those 4 strings in there. And another thing I want to mention is like when you're, oh yeah, we learning today. That's my wife, by the way, in chat, Miss Regulicious. So another thing I want to mention is like MIDI tends to sound fake because people are not programming it like correctly. I hate to be so blunt and forward here, but it's true. I like to program guitar MIDI like as if I'm playing it, you know. So that's why the 4 strings is a big deal here, and also like using your velocity layers. So obviously when you strum a guitar, you're not going to strum the 2nd and the 3rd string the same, like the same pressure, you know. You're going to, obviously they're going to be a little weaker on the 2nd and 3rd string. So that's why I like to, I'll zoom in here, I'll show you. I like to set my velocity layers. Now Axure has 3 different velocity layers, which are different samples, and that also helps with having things sound natural. So for the first velocity layer, it's going to be the top string, or the low string. Right here, I have it set at 110 velocity. And then for the next string, I have them set at 84, which is the highest of the 2nd velocity layer. And then I have 42, which is the highest of the 3rd velocity layer. So really that just gives you 3 different sample pools on one chord, and also offsetting your strum. So obviously this strum right here is coming in first, and then when you're playing it like a real guitarist, you know, the motion of breaking down, it's gonna have this one come next and then this one come next. Sometimes I'll program this one at the same bar as this one, or I'll do this. I'll program it like this, where they're all kind of on their own grid line. But when you play it back, it plays so fast that you can't even really tell. But I mean, it does make a difference. Let's see. Yeah, see, I like that. Sounds good. Sounds natural. So yeah, just making sure you're offsetting your chords and using different velocity layers. That goes a long way, huge way. Because if you notice, like if you export like a Guitar Pro tab, like I did here with Meshuggah song, everything was set at 1 velocity layer, and everything was on the grid. So if you have these notes like this all on the same grid line, and like that's not realistic. That's not how somebody would play it. Like not physically possible at all. So just make sure that you're programming it the way a human would play it, and you will hear better results. Okay. Are there any specific issues that you guys are having or that you want to know about with Axure? Because now's the time to ask. I've got about 2.5 hours to hang out with you guys, so let me know in the chat if you guys are wanting to learn some more. Yes, please, McSullivan. First time chatter. Welcome, welcome, Sullivan. Okay. Oops. What am I doing here? Okay. I hit the wrong shortcut. Okay. So let's go back into Axure. We'll talk a little bit more about what's new. Okay. Another thing. Okay. Actually, yeah, I just remembered. Another thing that you guys have been asking about is what is this thing? The riffs player. Now, I don't have my riffs in here because I don't have the dang it, man, this sucks. This is the dev copy. I don't have the actual finished or like official contact copy. This is me developing here. But hold on. Let me see if another track that I have Axure on has the riffs tab, because I may have not updated. Okay, yeah, that one doesn't. Let me see. Come on, give me some riffs. Nope, that one doesn't have the riffs either. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta figure out this riffs thing, because I'm pretty sure all of my guitar tracks now do not have any of the riff files in them. Nope, they don't. Okay, I'm gonna have to update my copy of Axure. But let's just go back and I'll show you anyways. Just imagine if there was something in this file or this section here. Okay, so the riffs tab is going to be for helping you learn how to program MIDI. So in the official copy of Axure, there is a folder here called examples. And then when you click on it, there's a bunch of MIDI that pops up right here inside this pane. And it just goes over like basic things like how to program like a slide, a palm mute, gent chord, a bunch of other things. So many different things. But as we go, we're going to be releasing riff packs, which is another new thing from Study Sound Audio. It's basically just going to be like songwriting packs, you know, like to help you guys write, you know, kind of like a grooves player, like has like little drum beats and stuff like that. Well, Axure is going to have like little patterns and guitar things and a bunch of cool stuff for you guys to learn with, and different styles, you know, different techniques, all kinds of things. So that will be updated as we go. And also you guys will see Study Sound Audio release a couple new products that pertain to this tab here. So don't worry, things are coming. Sorry, I can't really show you anything right now inside this riff tab, but, and then we have the key switch tab, which shows you all the key switches. And we have a new feature here called the set default key switch, which is, I'm sure you guys have heard or seen Chris, if you guys follow Chris Badan. Is it like samples? No, it's MIDI. So in the MIDI, in the riffs tab, it's just going to be MIDI. So what you'll do, I guess I didn't explain it well enough. So what you'll do is once you have the like preview a MIDI, you'll click on it, like you'll double click on it, and then you'll hit play right here, and just to preview it. And if you like that little groove or whatever, what you're going to do is you're going to hold, like if you have it highlighted, you're going to hold the export, like click and hold the export button and drag it into your session. And that will drag the MIDI from Axure to your DAW. So it'll be really easy for you guys to, you know, oh, I like this pattern. This is a cool riff, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Just double click it to highlight it, click on export and hold it and drag it to the DAW. And it'll just be a MIDI file. But the set default key switch is really useful if you're somebody like Chris, where he likes to use the latching mode. I have latching on because I like where notes just trigger the key switch and then you don't have to hold the note. Now, latching mode off means that you have to have the key switch like underneath the note for the length of the entire section, which is kind of cool if that's your workflow, you know. But me, I don't really care too much about that, so I just kind of just do the latch mode on. But Chris does latch mode off, and what he does is he turns this little button off, latch mode off. He'll click that, and then he'll go and click on record key switch right here, this little button. And if you hit record key switch, and then you tap on a key switch on your piano roll, it will make that key switch your default. So right now, palm mute downstroke, it highlights it right here, you see. But I don't want palm mute as my default. I want, let's see. No, I don't want tap. I forget which one it is. Sustain alt pick. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So sustain alt pick is my default key switch right now. You just hit record, then hit your key switch. Are the riffs pre-written parts like drum grooves, or is it a section to write riffs? Okay, yeah. Thank you for the question. No, it's not going to be anything where you can write riffs. I know Apex has that feature within their plugin, and it's very complicated. I'm sure they paid somebody a lot of money to develop that, and yeah, that's not what's going on here. This is just literally going to be a grooves section where you can just listen to the grooves and then, you know, drag them to your session. That's it. You're not going to be able to write riffs within this tab. I know you guys may be kind of confused about that. I'm sorry if that was confusing for you. But yeah, that's something that's well above my knowledge level to do. I mean, I would love to implement something like that in a future product, but yeah, that's going to take some time to develop. But yeah, for now it's just grooves. Yes, there will be riff packs. There will be a bunch of riff packs that I'm planning on doing for this. And I already have one built and ready to go. Just, you know, we're waiting. Because, you know, Axure II just came out. So, you know, we're going to wait a second. But, yeah, that's the key switch, record key switch. And then we have effects tab. So effects tab comes with some cool little pedals here. We have a ring mod delay. So it's a ring. You can choose to have just the ring mod, or you can have just the delay, or you can have both. So it's like a dual pedal, ring mod and delay. And then you have phase drive, which is basically just like a tube screamer almost, but it's more fuzzier than a tube screamer. And then you have phase shift right here, which that just basically shifts the position of your samples just a little bit, just in case, you know, you might have some sort of phase problem or something and you want one of the guitars to be kind of offset just a little bit. You just move this knob and, you know, you have your tone, drive, and your output. Pretty basic. And then you have a 3-band EQ here. Pretty useful if you just want to sculpt your DI tone. And that's another thing that I really wanted to do with this version, is give you guys complete control of the DI. So now you have this button called Classic EQ, which is based off of the first Axure, because there is pre-EQ in the first Axure. I EQ'd all of the weird frequencies out to make the DI sound cool, or make it sound good. So I just basically copied those EQ settings over to Axure II, and now it's in a button. So if you like the Axure 1 sound of the DI, then just click this button on, and then you're good to go. But if you want like a flat like no EQ, pre-EQ whatsoever, just a flubby DI that you can shape yourself, then just click this off and then you can do whatever you want with it. Do you have a Patreon or is it just YouTube membership? I have a YouTube membership. I do have Patreon, but the Patreon's for my band. So if you're into like the artificials or whatever we're doing for that, there's a Patreon for that. But the YouTube is for this stuff. What up, first time chatter Zeus? Appreciate you joining the chat. We're just talking about my new MIDI guitar plugin, Axure II, right here. This is a plugin that me and a couple of friends developed over the course of the past 3 years. Well, we've been really working on this version for like a year, but I've been working on the whole concept of this whole Axure thing for about almost 3 years. So, yeah, it's finally here. It's on Contact. You can go check it out at studysoundaudio.com. Like 10% off using code MIDI now. But yeah, this is it. This is basically just a MIDI guitar library, virtual guitar. So you can write. This is not meant to replace you as a guitarist. It's just to help you write and inspire you to, write something that you would normally write. I sent you on Instagram. Okay, cool. What's up? Okay, so if I let classic EQ, no need to turn the equalizer on top right, and I'll be close to Axure 1, right? Yes, correct. So what I have here is I have my my EQ. Let's see. Let's go to Effects tab. So I have my EQ on because I kind of shaped my DI a little bit with the Axure 1 sound. But if you want it to be closer to the Axure 1 sound, just turn all the pedals off and click this on, and you'll be good to go. But I went ahead and shaped it a little further for this song. Oh yeah, and there's another new feature here called legato. So legato is basically just letting the notes kind of like overlap a little like this. Because in MIDI, your notes are right next to each other, side by side, and they're constantly triggering side by side. But legato mode does this, and it allows your notes to kind of blend in together. So if you're doing something like kind of shreddy, leady, or you just want that legato type sound, just click that button on. All these buttons and knobs are automatable as well within your DAW. You can I think you can customize your automation as well if you just right click and you go learn MIDI CC automation, and then you do it that way. Or you can just go into your DAW, which in Reaper, for me, I do it the old grandpa way, and I just click on this little button here. Well, I guess you guys can't see that right here, this little thingy, your envelopes, and then I'll go down to, this is Contact, so I'll go down to like Pick Attack right here and just click Pick Attack on, and then you have your little Pick Attack lane right there for Contact for Axure. But I don't want that on right now, so. But that's how I would do it if I was automating something. Okay, cool. Thank you, man. So legato mode's pretty sick. You can automate that on and off for solos, leads, all kinds of stuff like that. And then we have pattern knob. So pattern knob is going to be like pre-programmed velocity layers. I like you. Yo, thank you for that sub, Lun.
Aren't I the popular one? Allow me to display my affection.
I've got that thing covering my face. Oh man, I love that movie. What is up, Captain? Captain Vage. I don't know. What's up? Kenobi. Oh, Kenobi's been in here. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, pattern knob. Okay, so pattern knob is basically just like pre-programmed velocity. Ruben. Pre-programmed velocity layers. So right here you'll see 3/4 E1. So what that means is it's going to be in a 3/4 timing, and it's going to emphasize the first note in the sequence. So if you want a pattern, like a strum pattern to be in a 4/4 or 3/4 pattern, emphasizing the first note, the first note's going to be the loudest and the most prominent, then you would select that right here. And then all your notes that you program are going to be in that sort of pattern. And then we have other patterns here. We have 4/4 pattern emphasizing the first note, and then we have let's see, 3/4 emphasizing the third note, and 4/4 emphasizing the third note. And then if you guys just don't really care for those, you can go to random right here, and when you go to rand, it enables this velocity randomization knob, so that you can control how much randomization is in your MIDI notes. So the higher you go, the more randomization you're going to have. And like say you just want 10% randomization, you just go down here and do like 10, 15%, and all your notes will be like varied within 15 different velocity levels, or within 15 of each other. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But yeah, that knob's pretty cool if you just want to change things up. But that knob does not become active unless you're using the rand setting. But I just have mine off because I like to program my stuff very specific. So I just leave that knob off. This is just for people that, want to make something quick and test things out, And then very good for lazy programming, for sure, yeah. And that's another thing, is a lot of people just want to get started and go. They don't want to like do a lot of the like intricate precision level stuff that I do. I know that. I know I'm a rare breed here where I kind of like to program MIDI. I don't care how long it takes. Not everybody is like that. So yeah, this is for the people that just want to make it a little bit easier. And then we have both guitars are now selectable right here. So you can choose to do guitar 2, guitar 1, or both guitars, and you can pan them accordingly as well with their own volume and pan levels. So if you wanted to, you can blend both guitar sample sets together on the left side if you wanted to. So all you would do is you would just, you could pan it here, or you can pan it within your DAW. I like to kind of pan it within my DAW, so I leave this at center. But if I wanted to blend this other guitar sample set too, I could just leave that center, and then I'll just turn this volume down like -20 or something. And that way the guitar 2 samples will kind of be blended in there with those as well. Or you can just leave the guitar completely off. Oh, and by the way, you hit shift and click to go back to the default setting. Oh, no, not shift click. Control click. I'm sorry. Correct. Yo, thanks for that gifted sub, Lun. Appreciate you. Whoever got that. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be control click. So if you move something and you want to go back to default, control and click, and you'll go back to default. And then we have the key switch display right here. Just shows you what active key switch you have right now. And then we have chug and 4-string chug knobs separately. So what these are separate set of like palm mute samples. So this one is just an extra set, and then this one right here is for the 4 strings. But here's the thing, you can blend the 4-string chug samples with the regular samples right here. So you can choose to have them turned up or not. I kind of like the 4-string chug samples, and then I turn down the regular chug samples. I know Chris likes to turn both of them down for some reason. Maybe that gets you tighter palm mutes. I don't know. It depends on your amp settings, really. But it's just another option to kind of give you some versatile options to get different tones, get a more pronounced chug or a tighter chug, whatever you want to do there. So 2 chug knobs, release controls the amount of sustain on a note, like how long it takes for it to cut off. So I keep mine around 30-ish, 33, 38. And pick attack, obviously, I like the pick attack to be pretty up there. It's at default 0 right now, but 0 is pretty good. 0 at default, it's like pretty strong, so I just leave it there for like aggressive parts. But if I'm doing clean guitars, I'm turning that pick attack knob all the way down. Like I'll probably have the pick attack like -24 or something somewhere around there for clean guitars, because you'll notice in clean guitars you'll get that very picky like sort of sound, and you don't want that on your clean guitars. So, oh, and another cool trick is if you want to get a more like precise number here, like if you want to go to a specific number, hold down shift and click, and you can go up and down on your mouse and get a more exact number. So shift click for that. And then input's just going to be like, you know, the volume level of the signal going in to your amp sim basically. So I keep mine either at 0 or I turn it up a little bit. For this song, I have it turned up because I'm eventually going to be reamping, and when I reamp, I like to have that knob kind of turned up a little bit to get the signal going in real strong. But yeah, that's pretty much a basic overview of Axure II. Hopefully, I answered some of you guys' questions. Okay, hold on, we got some more questions here. Does the pattern button emphasize overwrite the velocity of the MIDI notes, or is it a variation based on the written note velocities? Okay, so yes, it does overwrite. So if you have that knob set, or if you have that knob set to randomize, it's going to randomize the notes based on what we programmed it to do. It's going to override whatever you did. So if you want complete control, leave it off. If you want just some random notes, random velocities, then use that feature. I like to lay my ideas out first and then go back through and tune everything as I listen back through. Yeah, I do the same thing, man. Like I kind of just lay it all out. Like that's what I did with this little Meshuggah thing. I just kind of took the tabs or the MIDI from Songster and just imported it into the DAW, and now I'm kind of plugging in the key switches for Axure on the guitar because it sounds really wacky without the key switches. Doesn't sound like a real guitar, but once you put in the key switches and velocity layers and you reamp and things like that, adjust your tone, you can get it to sound pretty good. So input essentially the output, or does it like impact the effects section? Yeah, kind of like the output. Yeah, it just gives you more volume in your signal. So yeah, I guess you could say it's more of an output, but yeah, it's just there to kind of feed you more volume if you need it. All right, now we're gonna move on to programming, since we're done there. Oh, big thing here, because I saw Chris do this the other day. He was trying to figure out 4 strings, and he couldn't figure it out, because he didn't have Contact set to Omni mode within his track. Now I know that you can set your mode somewhere in here. There it is. Okay, so in Contact you have Omni right here. You want to make sure you got Omni mode selected in Contact so that your 4 strings will work in your DAW. Or just make sure that your actual track within your DAW is set to all channels, which I have right here. All channel MIDI, all inputs, all channels right here. And you'll be able to get that information sent over to your DAW so that you can get the 4 strings showing up. All right, now let's work on some MIDI. All right, I want to hear this again. that how it goes? It's really hard, dude. Meshuggah's hard to decipher. Like, all the stuff that they do. Oh, I love this song too, man. I forgot you didn't hear this yet. Their stuff is really technical. And it's really hard to figure out, like, what is a palm mute and what's not. So I'm, like, having to constantly go back from the original to what I got here on the MIDI and, like, put in the key switches on the palm mutes and the sustains. It's really hard. Is there a link to the Discord? Yes. Yes. Let me put that in the chat. Hopefully Discord pops up. If not, I think Akita or Ruben are in here. They can probably link you to the Discord. Well, let me see if I can. Well, no, I can't. Sorry. If anybody has the Discord, the Study Sound Audio Discord, please put it in the chat. You have destroyed my perception of Captain One Vage's name. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Like, how do you say that? Is it Vage? Yeah, I don't know about Discord. Yeah, there it is. Ruben's got the Discord. There you go. Thank you, Ruben. Appreciate you. I need a soundboard, dude. I need the little funny sounds. I don't have any of that set up yet. This is my first day back in a while. So I tried to post a link, but it's not clickable. Neither is Alan's. Oh, dang. Here, okay, hold on. Let me see if I can load up Discord. I don't like to load up Discord because it messes things up for me. It messes up my sound. But we will see. Hopefully it doesn't mess anything up. Hopefully. Okay, invite to server. Copy. All right, there we go. There you go. Discord. All right, Discord is officially in the chat. Grab it. Okay. Yeah. I hate to derail stream like this, man. Oh no, you're good, man. We need you in the Discord. If you're interested in it, you need to be in there because we have a lot of people in there that just love this kind of stuff, programming MIDI and virtual instruments, and they are chatting it up every day. So, yeah, join. Yeah, I see you joined. Anthony, see you just joined. Thank you, brother. Okay, we will be having a MIDI Monarch. It's not really a contest. It's more of just a showcase to show what you're working on with MIDI instruments. So if you want to be a part of that, man, we have that going on at the end of this month, and you will have a chance to win a copy of Axure II and also maybe some other things. I got to talk to some other companies, but yeah, you should be able to just submit for that, and you know, everyone has an equal chance to win. Using Hertz Drums 2 and LAX, please need some inspiration. Using Hertz Drums 2 and LAX. I don't have either of those. I'm using Axure right now. Yeah, something else. That palm mute right there. Okay, let me see what the actual song does. Now, hopefully I don't get a copyright strike here. I think it's a sustain right there. Pretty sure. That's supposed to be a sustain, brother. Oh, okay. It's not moved over enough. There we go. It wasn't moved over enough. Okay, saw your neutral note thing would be getting that as well. Is it only when using 4-string? I may have missed you talked about it. What does the tuning selection do in Axure? Oh, okay, minus Kenobi. We just went over that, but I can bring that back up for you. Hold on. Yeah, dude, my key switches are not acting right here. They're not triggering at the right time, brother. There we go. Sweet. Okay. All right. So the 4-string thing. So you said you have plans for future products, SS Audio bass maybe, or can you say anything? See, the thing about that, dude, is like, I want to be the guitar guy, you know? Like, there's already a bass guy, and he does bass very well. And we're talking about submission audio here. I have a lot of respect for, you know, the other people doing these things with their instruments, and I can't do it, man. I'm not a bass player. I don't know anything about bass tones or anything. Like, I'm just a guitar player. So I think guitar is where my lane, where I'm gonna stay. I mean, I can mix drums pretty well, but I'm not about to compete with Get Good Drums, because they are the juggernaut of MIDI drums. So I'm staying with guitar. It's just gonna be guitar related stuff, guitar products, digital products, tones, and you know, guitar, MIDI, riff packs, things like that. So, yeah, sorry, man. Sorry if you were looking forward to a bass plugin. Amps. Well, see, that's another thing. I gotta think about that, because, man, the market is so oversaturated with amp plugins. Like, what can I do that's not already been done? You know, like, I don't know, honestly. Like, it'd be cool, you know, if I could figure it out how to make it sound unique and one of a kind and like special, to where you guys would like be like, hey, what's the benefit of buying this over, you know, the stuff over at Tone Hub or Amp Hub, whatever, or Neural DSP? Like, then I'm competing with Neural DSP. I don't want to do that either. You know, I think where I'm at, this lane is like what I know the most about and like what I'm good at. So I'm just gonna stay here. Can we get a custom amp sim with your personal setting? Dude, my custom amp sim is literally a freaking PV6505. That's it. Like, I can tell you what my settings are, and you can go get a 6505 and mimic the tone that way. I use Helix and Quad Cortex for my tones, and I kind of just fumble my way around those things to try to, you know, just come up with a tone that doesn't hurt my ears. That's the best I can do. I'm just now getting started with all this stuff. I used GarageBand since like 2013, but I started to try to learn a lot more, and this seemed like a good place to start in that context. Oh, for sure, yeah. So, you know, the stuff that I'm doing is very tutorial, like informative teaching sort of. So if you're wanting to learn anything about production, MIDI programming, virtual instruments, you're in the right place. I would start with, like I just mentioned, the top people in the industry: GGD for drums, Submission Audio for bass, Neural DSP for guitar tones. And if you are into virtual instruments, check out Axure. You know, what we got here. This is, or right here. I think that's the right direction. Right here, Axure, to program your guitar parts. Your quality will speak for itself, After Axure and Axure II, I know you deliver quality. Well, thank you so much for that. I'm a kind of like neurotic, like attention to detail type person. So like I won't let. And plus, me and my wife, we're both like that. We don't want to release poo poo, you know. So it's got to be the best it could be, and yeah. So I put everything I got, all my knowledge, all my expertise and experience, like it's all in there, man. Everything I've ever known or learned about guitar is in this plugin. So your first product for me is best decision for making metal music. Some of my mates who play guitar, when I sent my tracks to them, can't tell or just don't imagine what I'm using. MIDI guitar, the best MIDI guitar. Very glad to know that about this from Chris 2 years ago. Sweet. Yeah, I'm stoked that Chris got you on Axure, man. Thank you. I love it, man. Like ever since I started developing and like doing this whole MIDI guitar thing, I kind of fell in love with it. And it's also helped me in writing. You know, like I was kind of at a spot where I was like, you know, writer's block sort of, you know. And after Axure, like now it's just like open up a whole new world of writing and using virtual instruments and also supplementing. Like I can take the MIDI from this guitar and I can put it on like some synths with Serum, you know, and create some cool sounds that blend with Axure. You know, I've never done that before, but I'm doing it now. And it works out pretty well. You know, it mixes heavier and more interesting. So, you know, it's an evolution here. Axure 1 was my trigger to write music. I said it already, but really game changer. Thank you, Minus. For me, Axure helps me write stuff. I find it easier to be creative and write in MIDI and then learn it on real guitar. Yeah, same here, man. I usually have my guitar in my hand when I'm writing MIDI, but for this video, obviously it's a cover, so I'm just here tinkering with things on MIDI. But, you know, in order to get the MIDI to sound like real, I pay attention to how I'm playing something. And, you know, like if I'm doing like a slide from one note to another and there's like a string noise in between it, like a left-hand slide noise, I'll pay attention to things like that because that's what makes it sound real. So in the MIDI, I'll cut the note short, put a left-hand slide in between the notes, and then put like a slide 2 key switch or whatever, and then bam, like it sounds natural, sounds like how I would play it. So I love programming MIDI like that. And I know Chris writes a different way. Chris, he kind of just like pencils in notes, and that's cool. It sounds good. All of his stuff is phenomenal, sounds amazing, but it's hard for me to do it's hard for me to write like that because it, like, for me, it doesn't sound like guitar-y. It doesn't sound natural because it's like you're forgetting the tiny little things that make it guitar, like the slides and the little noises and bends and release noises. But he does do bends. But nothing wrong with what he's doing or how he's doing it. He's doing it amazing. Sounds phenomenal. But my workflow is more like I try to get it to sound as real as possible, just to show you guys, like, you know, how good it can sound. But yeah, to answer your question about the 4 strings, what was it that you were asking? Let me scroll up here. I forgot what you asked. Somebody asked something about, is the only one using 4 string. Okay, Neural Note would be getting. Okay, Neural Note is free, and you definitely should grab that. Neural Note is awesome. What is the tuning? Okay, the tuning section. That's what he asked for. Okay, so tuning section is right here. So basically, the tuning section, you just click on it, and you can select whatever tuning that you're writing in. And the only thing that this does for the fretboard is it just gives you the notes that you're using in 4 string. So if you're writing something, right now we're in A sharp for the Meshuggah song, and when you program your notes, you want to make sure you go, I'm in Reaper, so how I change my MIDI note channels is I just right click on the note and I go to note channel and change it to channel 7, which is going to be the low E, the 6th string. Because channel 1 is for Omni, which is the default mode all strings will operate, besides the 4 strings. The main samples will operate on Omni mode. But then you have 2 through 7, which will be the 4 strings. So you got your high E, and then all the way up to your low E on 7. So for this chord right here, it's an open chord, so that will be channel 7. And then these notes right here will be channel 6. And then these will be channel 5. And then when you play it back, and I'll show you on the fretboard as well, when you play those notes back in Axure, you will see them reflected on the fretboard right here. As you can see, I haven't got done programming 4 strings on this yet. Some of the notes are missing because that's what I'm working on now. Is just plugging in all the 4 strings and the key switches and getting it all prepared for the YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys were here. If you're just now coming into the stream, I'm gonna be putting up these covers on the Study Sound Audio YouTube channel, and it's gonna come with the MIDI and some files and stuff for this track, so that you can, learn how to program MIDI the way that I would program it, and also just a chance for you to just get the MIDI so you can mix the track yourself or whatever you want to do. So yeah, that'll be up on the YouTube channel as soon as I'm done with it. And it's going to be the full track for Future Breed Machine. So very extensive. It's a lot of work. And I'm doing this for you guys. I'm not charging for this. This is something that I'm doing because I'm showing you guys how to use Axure, and it's just a way for me to continue to like show you guys Axure, how good it can sound, and how to program with it. So we're gonna be doing this for many other songs. And I was telling the chat earlier that I want to do one that I really want to do after this is KFO by Animals as Leaders. That one is such a sick song. I feel like it would sound really cool in MIDI if I can get it to sound awesome. Axure, hardly know her. Yeah, so KFO, and then whatever you guys suggest. If you guys want a song, like a full song for me to cover with Axure, let me know, and I'll program it all, the whole track. We'll put it up on the YouTube, and provide you with the MIDI for it and all, whatever else I can provide with it, and it'll be for free on the YouTube channel, just to showcase Axure. People call it Azure, Axure. It's Axure. That's how you say it. Axure. Anything of the last Invent Animate. Oh, dude. Perfect. Yes. We need some Invent Animate, dude. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have some playlists too. So there'll be more than one song from an artist. There'll probably be a few songs from whatever artist, but right now this is the first one. This is Meshuggah's Future Breed Machine. We're gonna put that up. But yeah, dude, Invent Animate sounds like it would be sick. I don't know if I'll be able to mix it as good as Brian Hood did, but we'll try. We'll try. I think Will Putney did. What was it? The second album. And I don't know who did anything after that. Some people call it Apex too. Polyphia. Oh, dude, no. I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm just leave it there. I'm not gonna do Polyphia. I love to hear Undefeated by Modern Day, but oh my god, dude, I love Modern Day Babylon. Dude, sick name drop, man. I love that band. Not many people know about that. Well, I don't know. I must be living under a rock or something, but I don't know too many people that know of Modern Day Babylon. That's sick, dude. Yes, I would love to do some Modern Day Babylon. I need to write that one down. I know it's asking a lot, but their use of guitars is so cool. I mean, yeah, it's cool, but I'm not into it. It's not my thing. It's like to me it feels like grocery store music. I don't know. I don't know. That's just what I hear in my head at the grocery store, and when I hear Polyphia, that's what I hear. Grocery store music. Wayne Dixie music. For Invent, it's just how they get the real high twangy licks to sit with that low rhythm chucks without sounding like Guitar Pro. Oh yeah. Modern Day Babylon was my intro into 8 strings. Oh my gosh, yeah. Dude, yeah, I had an 8 string, I got rid of it. I couldn't do it, man. It's too many strings. Too many strings for me. It could be just enough strings for you. That's completely fine, but for me, too many. I love the 7 though, dude. I just recently got into 7-string guitars and it is amazing. I love it. I went back to 6 strings here and there, but I'm always on the 7 now. Brian Hood, crazy story from Legend Mixer to Alex Hermosi clone. Oh man, yeah, dude. Brian Hood, man, amazing producer. It's so unfortunate that he doesn't do mixing anymore, man. Like, it sucks so bad. I think he's like a guru agent guy. I don't know what he does, but it's so sad that he doesn't do music. He was like one of the best. People loved his mixes. He made some of the best mixes, and he just, I don't want to do that no more. What? Hey, that's cool, man. He was good at it while he was doing it. He was good at it. I love Brian though. Brian's awesome. Yeah, definitely not for me either. The 7 is perfect. Anything by Intervals would be great to hear done with Axure. Oh, yeah. Okay. Anything from the old Intervals. I think, what was that album called? One of their first ones. That was a sick album. I might try to choose something from that album if I did any Intervals. So we have Intervals, Modern Day Babylon, Invent, Animate, and somebody said earlier Era. Maybe an Era song. We'll see. I'm itching more toward like 30 scale 6 string, like the Gretsch from Guitars from the Plotting You. Nice. Okay. All right, where we at here? Oh yeah. I want to show you guys this one section, dude. This is the new. By the way, Axure II has a gent chord key switch now. So I made a gent chord and put it into a sample, and it sounds sick. And there's a section in Future Breed Machine where the gent chord is more prominent, and I'm about to show you. And it's all Axure. Check it out. It's this section right here. It's a little bit longer, but you get the point. Here it is. Wait. We'll start it from the beginning of that part, because the key switch. Sick. I love that part, dude. Gent chord key switch sounds sick right here. Let's hear it by itself. What's up, Siri? Hello. Okay, so that is intentional. That noise you're hearing after the chord, that is the way it's supposed to sound. Now, we had somebody in the Discord complaining about that, and I'm not sure if they're just unaware of gent or how that's supposed to sound, but that's accurate. That's how a gent chord sounds. That weird little high pitchy sort of release noise that comes off of the chord, or the gent chord. It's supposed to happen there. That's what gives it that authentic gent sound. So, yeah. Also, artificials give us box follow, my personal fave. Oh, that closing whistle is super sick. I'm a Chris Bedan chatter, so yeah. Okay, sweet. Thanks for being here. We counterparts would be sick, particularly anything off of "You're Not You Anymore." Don't know how to write that sound in the chat, but I know what you mean. Okay, counterparts would be sick. They're, man, dude. Oh, I can't remember what album it was. It was one of their first, like, I think it was their second record, Counterparts. It was like my favorite Counterparts record. Their second and third record was really, really good for me. I'd probably do something off of one of those two records. Fox Follow. I did tab out a little bit of Fox Follow in MIDI, but it was just like the intro, so I haven't done the whole song. That would be cool though to do that. Redo the song in MIDI. I paid tickets for Counterpart show, went, and then remembered all the tweets and left. Dude hates his fans that likes his music. Yeah. I don't know much about the guy, but yeah. I like Counterparts. I know that. This riff reminds me of Era and the band Volumes. Oh yeah, this is Meshuggah. This is Meshuggah, man. That's cool if Meshuggah reminds you of or Era reminds you of Era and Volumes reminds you of Meshuggah. Or Meshuggah reminds you of Era and Volumes. Gonna lurk a bit, building a new writing. Cool. That's cool, man. Lurk about. I'm just inputting some key switches, redoing some of this MIDI because a lot of it's just, doesn't sound natural yet. I got to put in all the 4-string key switches, or the 4 strings and the key switches for the entire song. So it's going to take a minute. But that's why you guys are chilling. Maybe you'll learn something, how I do things. Okay, for this part, maybe I can go. I don't know if they're palm muting that or if they're sustain note on that. I think the original they're palm muting that. Let me double check. I think that's a sustain note. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we'll do a sustain note right there, just to be sure. And then we'll go back to palm mutes. Oh yeah, palm mute right there. Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. Alright, we gotta move some of these notes over. So this is another thing I was telling you guys about, is to making things sounding a little more natural, is moving your MIDI note over just a hair on the second and third strings. Okay. Okay. Come on, key switch. 7. Okay, so we do have 4 strings on there. And notice that I'm programming in the release noises. Now the reason why I made the release noises a separate key switch, which I know a lot of libraries, they have like an automatic release noise, which, you know, we may update this in Axure 2 to where we can have a button maybe toggle like on and off, so you can have the release noises turning on and off. But why I like them to be their own like articulation is because you can control how long the release noise is. Instead of having a bunch of knobs and buttons to turn about how long you want it to be and all this, you can just program it in and decide for yourself how long you want it to be. So for this one, I have the release noises are just very quick. They're like, that's what they sound like on their own, but they're very, very quick. So you can barely tell they're there, but you can definitely tell when they're not there. Okay, now this is without. You see how at the end of every chug, it's just unnaturally just cuts off? See, that's not good. That's what makes it sound like MIDI. So that's why I love this release noise key switch or articulation. I call them articulations because they're static. They're not really a key switch. A key switch changes the behavior of the note. This just is, you know, you just slap this on there. It's a noise that happens. The Axure is so crunchier with the amp, even with the 1.5 update. I just chose to stay with Guitar 1 and Guitar 2 setup. I'm kind of a mixing guy just because I'm lazy to do these guitars, bass, and drums. I used to use Axure on 2 lanes and have the right listen to the left input. Would you advise? What's your advice for Axure 2 on 1 track and pan in contact? Oh, that's the way I would do it. That's the way I do it. I take multiple instances of contact. I know that's not really what you like good for your computer, but that's what I do. I have Axure loaded up on 1 track for guitar left, and then I have Axure again on a different track for guitar right. And then I have Axure, another instance of Axure for the leads, and I have both guitars selected for that, and I just have them left and right for like a stereo lead. And then I'll have clean guitars with Axure, you know, sometimes I'll pan them left and right as well, or I'll leave it just in the middle with both guitars for like a clean lead sort of. Yeah. There's no harm in doing it that way. You can also, I know there's other creative ways you can do multiple instances within one little thing of contact, where you can load the instrument multiple times and send it to different MIDI channels and all kinds of, like, I don't do any of that. I literally just load up Axure, pan it, and I'm good to go. Oh my gosh. I froze, guys. I froze. But that is okay, because I just have to change my battery. I got to change my battery in my camera. Hold on a second. I wish this didn't happen. Oh yeah, no problem. Definitely stick with whatever you're comfortable with, man. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to mix and do things. It's just depending on like your machine and how your computer handles things. You know, just do it the way you want. Okay, I think I got my camera working again. Let me double check it. Yes, we are back. Everything good? Everything good? All right, we are back, boys. All right. All right. So, what was I doing here? We gotta do a sustain key switch right here, which is going to be sustain alt pick. Now, I do have a MIDI map right here. It's just a basic one for Reaper. If you guys want that, let me know. I'll post it in the Discord. If anybody else is on Reaper. I do have to offset these notes though. Okay, I'll offset the first ones. Not the second ones. Okay, yeah. So this needs to be offset. Sounding good, sounding good. Okay, that is not 4 strings. I gotta make that 4 string. Dun, 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 dun. All right, since all these are the top note, I'll make those on channel 7. Let me double check that. Yeah, channel 7. And then that's the second note. And this is the second note, and this is the second note. So those will be velocity layer 84. And then the third note up top will be velocity layer 42. And we'll put that on the 5th string. And we need to put these on the 6th string, or 5th string, MIDI note channel 6. There we go. Sounds better. Doesn't sound as high pitched. You'll notice in Axure, like on Omni mode, some of the chords will sound like sort of high pitched because they're not in 4 string mode. So 4 string mode helps it to sound a little more natural. Yo, Dr. Strings, what is good? Just working on a cover of Meshuggah's Future Breed Machine using Axure, my MIDI guitar library. Axure II, the new one that just came out. Right here. I'll show you. Not sure if there's any new stragglers in here, but here we are. Here we are. Axure II, MIDI guitar library. Took a long time to develop this bad boy. I'm so happy it's out. So happy. And it's ready for you. StudySoundAudio.com. All right. So we've got that chord. Okay. Okay, so these are going to be low note, 110. I like to cut off at 110. I don't go any higher than 110 on my midis, unless it's China. China is 124. I don't dare go 127. But yeah, my midis pretty much stay about 110. That's just an OCD thing in my brain. I don't know why. That's just what I do. There's no particular reason why I do that. I just like 110. Attack on Titan is pretty sick. I haven't watched it, but Attack on Titan does look pretty sick. All right, that's going to be velocity layer 2. MIDI note, MIDI channel 6. And then this is going to be MIDI channel 5. Velocity layer 42. Ooh. Nope, that one doesn't go. Just these. There we go. I have my grid line set to 1/28 notes, which is the smallest increment you can make. And the reason I do this is to adjust my MIDIs accordingly. Like exactly to the grid, but the MIDI notes are offset from each other. How long, months, not hours, did it take to upgrade Axure to version 2? It took a total of around 14 months. Probably like around 14 months. That's 14 months ago is when I started on it. Yeah, so a little over a year, because we already had Axure 1 built and ready to go, but in order to bring Axure 2 to the world, I had to just redo everything. So that's why it's like improved DI, more samples, more features, everything. We just from the ground up just started fresh, moved over to Kontakt because Kontakt is industry standard. I know we have some things going on with Kontakt right now, but do not worry. There's no way Kontakt is going to go under. I mean, hopefully I'm not going to eat my words in a few months or years, but they're just too big of a company. Native Instruments, they're too big of a company to go under. Somebody will buy them out. They might be called something else. They might improve the product, like what they have. They might do away with some things. I don't know, but you don't have to worry. Your libraries are safe. Everyone's gonna still have access to their libraries. I don't think there's anything that's gonna happen to Native Instruments. I think they just gotten some debt. They need to handle their debt. But other than that, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Oh yeah, Native Instruments. Well, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. Like, because I don't know if they're in hot water, but they are going through some stuff right now with their company, restructuring, insolvency, which is basically what they call it. What they call it when you're broke, bankrupt. No, they just have a bunch of debt that they can't pay because they just, I don't know, maybe they're not making enough money. I don't know. But all in all, Native Instruments is going to be okay because so many people in the industry use Native Instruments. Like so many professional producers and musicians. Like there's no way that it's just going to disappear and then, we can't have our instruments that we paid for. Like that's going to be crazy if that happened. And I just don't think that's going to happen. Entire industries are built around Kontakt. So even if Native Instruments goes under, I can see some other massive plug-in company taking over Kontakt. Oh yeah, exactly. Oh well, they are spread very thin. with all they offer. They spent way too much venture capital on Isotope and Plugin Alliance, and now they can't pay back their investors. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Yeah, they just need a big company to come and swoop them up, basically, which I'm sure will happen. If it came to that, if somehow it came to that, then yeah. All in all, I think we're fine. No need to worry. And Axure is on contact. Like we were working with the Native Instruments people during this thing. I wasn't aware of it actually until after Axure released, and then they posted something about it on social media, and I was like, oh no, I hope this doesn't affect Axure. But it hasn't. It hasn't affected Axure, and like it won't. I think people just are still gonna buy their stuff, and whatever happens, man, it's gonna be fine. I'll do a bid if no one else does. Hey man, you got enough money? I think they're like a couple mil down the hole. I don't know how many mil. It's probably a lot. Note channel 7. I love this stuff, guys. I love changing MIDI note channels and adjusting velocity layers. It's so much fun. This is producing. You sure you guys want a job doing this? It's pretty fun. It is actually fun. I love this stuff. Production would cease across the world in a lot of ways if it did. Doubt it would come to that. Yeah, exactly. Cinematic Studio. What is up, by the way? Cinematic Studio. I'm just going to call you CSS because that's a lot of words to say. CSS. It's your new nickname. All right, so I'm changing MIDI note channels and velocity layers because that's what makes it sound natural. Now I gotta change the MIDI note channel to 6 and 5. I could do this all in one swoop if I knew the guitar parts better, but I don't. So I'm having to dissect each little riff and section to make sure it's accurate, because I don't want to put this out there and then someone be like, oh man, Frederick was supposed to palm mute this part at 25 seconds. Well, yeah, I don't feel like dealing with that, so. That sounds sick though. Let's get another context check here. Guitar tone's definitely gonna change, guys, so don't fret. By the way, Alan, highly recommend, if you get a couple of spare minutes at some point, add some buttons to your MIDI editor toolbar to change the selected notes to MIDI channel for MIDI channel string select. It'll give you much more time. It'll give you so much time programming. Or it'll save you. Oh, my bad. Yeah. How do I do that? Because I was actually thinking about that last night. I was like, man, I don't want to keep clicking on things. if I don't have to. And I know Reaper's pretty, good about things like this. Like if you want to customize something, you could make it easier for yourself. But I don't know how to do that. Is there like a menu or something that I need to click on to get that activated? Because that would make my life easier. Takes a couple minutes. Drums sound amazing. Thank you, Siri and Kaiser. Appreciate you. It's just Modern and Massive 1. I love Modern and Massive 1 so much that I just never strayed away from it. And I've just been constantly tweaking my mix for Modern and Massive 1. And, dude, I love it. I don't use anything else. It's straight up Modern and Massive 1. Yeah. You hear that little pixelated sizzle at the end of the snare? That's on purpose. That's a little trick I do, actually, with a JST Pixelator. But yeah, I love the Modern and Massive 1 kit. I do have Modern and Massive 2, but I just haven't had time to fool around with it, really. Oda-Home drums. Yeah, dude, Oda-Home drums sound good. Dude, there's a lot of libraries that sound good. Like RS Drums, Anoop Sastri's company. Like, they make great libraries as well. Sounds really good. I have a couple of his libraries I haven't really dove in yet. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I'm just so stuck on, like, Modern and Massive 1. I just love the way my drums sound. So I'm afraid if I move over to these other programs, I'm going to screw something up. And, like, my mixers are going to suck. You'll need to add a toolbar button for edit. Set events to channel 0, 1, etc. One for each channel that you need for each string. Okay. I will do some research on that, actually, because that's something I was actually thinking about last night. So thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna do that, because I know it's kind of annoying probably watching me click on things like that over and over. You right click where the current toolbar is in an empty space and hit customize toolbar. Sweet. Thank you guys. I will do that. I'm not going to do it right now on stream, but I will do that. Okay, that's where I was. Dun. Okay, yeah, that's where I was. See, sometimes Omni mode does sound good, because I do kind of like the way that sounds on Omni mode right here. These notes right here. I do like that. Let's go back to Omni mode for that. Actually, no, we won't, because I'm programming this to be like accurate for the fretboard, so that when people do download it, they'll get the actual 4 strings. But I do like the way that the Omni mode does sound. We'll hear it though. Let's hear it. All right, it's just these notes here. We'll just select them all. MIDI channel 1. Yeah, they sound better. I'm gonna move them back to the way they were though. Just to keep things, cohesive with the 4 strings. Be sure to follow Empyrean Audio, also great homie, also awesome sound designer and songwriter, and real insightful streams. Okay, for sure, for sure. Empyrean Audio, I will check him out. Thanks for being in here, all of you. Ooh. Yeah, I need that toolbar, man. Cause selecting these freaking things is annoying. It would be easier if it was a click of a button. I mean, it kind of is. It's a click of a couple of buttons here, but we need it to be a button. All right. It's weird. I hope these tabs are accurate too. They sound like they are. I'm not 100% on them, but they sound like they are. Got them from Songster. Songster.com. MIDI note channel 5. Did I move those over yet? Heck no, I didn't. Move these over? No. I didn't. Move these over? I did. Oh, I gotta put a release noise after this. Close that off. A short one. Cool. I gotta copy and paste these key switches to the other guitar because the right guitar is not accurate. I'm only doing the left right now. Let's see what chat is saying. I appreciate you, my G. Oh, I always have a main YouTube channel. Is Reaper still just $60 for the full thing? Yes, it is, and it's amazing. The Twitch music homies are the best. I am so thankful to have found such a great community with tons of talent and knowledge to share. Awesome. Yeah, stick around, Sullivan. Also made buttons for setting notes to specific velocities I use most often when programming drums. So I have like the main velocity I use for kick, snare, toms, hardest hits, plus 3 options for lighter hits. Makes program faster. Wow, dude, I need that. I need that workflow in my life, for real. Yeah, it is. Only need $225 license, and if you make over 20K per year using it. Wow. Guys, make sure subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm closer to 1K subs. Yeah, everybody go help out Kaiser on that YouTube journey. It's a grind, man. It's a hard journey. I'm still on it myself. Okay. All right. I got to copy these key switches over. I'm going to delete the ones that I have now because they may be incorrect. So let's delete these. And then we'll start over with the correct ones here. Yeah. Copy. And paste it. Where's it at on this one? Okay, it's right here. And then we paste it. Alright, so we should be good. Should be. Yeah. Okay, let's hear it. The guitars are exactly the same, so the key switches should coordinate there. Sweet, sounds good. Just need to put in that release noise at the second guitar. Yo, Renzo, what is up, bud? Glad you can make it, dude. I'm going to be on today for another probably like 30, 45 minutes. I've got some family coming over to see the new baby. And you know, we have to hang out with them for a second, and then yeah. So that's why I got to go a little early today. But I will be back very soon. Actually, I might come back tomorrow, who knows, because I want to get this done and just keep working on these types of things, man. I'm like so eager to get done with this one because I want to work on Animals as Leaders next. And then whatever else, you know, you guys had a bunch of good suggestions. You guys had Counterparts, Modern Day Babylon, Invent Animate, a bunch of other ones. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked to get to work on all these little covers. Reading the chat. Also, okay. Little sugar never hurt nobody. Yeah, we got some sugar over here, brother. I'll let you hear what I got so far. Okay, so keep in mind, Renzo, the key switches are not all being done. Like I took the song from Songster, and I like exported the MIDI from whoever tabbed this song out, and I just had to redo some of the drums, and the guitars are not all the way like key switched yet. So some of the guitars may sound weird right now, but it's a work in progress. But it's Future Breed Machine by Meshuggah. Sickest guitar solo ever. Those junts, oh yeah, dude, the gents on the gent chord key switch, man, really shines right there on that part. Love it. Super sick. And dude, the guitar solo, the way it was tabbed out was very odd. I think the guy tabbed it out with the effect on it, because I don't think this is how you would actually play it. I'll show you guys just solo the guitar part, the weird solo. Got to put a bend there. Sounds like a jumbled mess, but I think the way the guy tabbed it out was just like, it's like two notes, like consecutively, like da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And the effect, if you listen to the original song, there's like a weird like flanger sort of phaser effect on the guitar that's making that noise, that's making the guitar part sound like it's doing that, like the, but it's not. It's just like it's like a like this fast, like one two one two one two one two one two one two. That's how fast the solo is, really. But there's an effect on it that's actually doubling it up. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to explain, but the way the guy tabbed it was weird. So I may have to go in and like redo that. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see when I get to that part. The clean guitar I do have to adjust as well because the guitar chords kind of cut out, like the MIDI notes cut out for this section. So these MIDI notes right here are like, they don't overlap, and they need to because it's a chord. So I'll have to go in and adjust those to where the notes are overlapping each other, as if, you know, you're strumming like picking a chord. I'm pretty sure that's how he plays it in real life, so we'll have to adjust that. There might be a couple of things here and there with the drums. I think the bass is pretty solid, though. I'm not going to mess with the bass, but we will be doing drums and then all guitars, just fine-tuning the guitars until they're as perfect as they can be. Yeah. All right, so where do we leave off? Oh, yeah. We left off right there. The da 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 da. Yeah. I'm gonna scoot the MIDI over actually, because the way I have it right now, I have the MIDI set like a little, like one notch forward. So I'm gonna move it one notch back. The way it's supposed to be. Actually, no, that's two notches forward. What am I talking about? I had it two forward. Okay. That way everything's perfectly on the grid line. Yep, there we go. Okay, and another thing is the guy tabbed out the song where he's doing the chord, and it's like he's doing it like this. He goes, it does that in the song, but it doesn't do it the whole time. And I think the guy, the way he tabbed it, where it was doing that the whole time, though. I think for most of this, or some parts of the song, it just goes, or a combination of palm mutes and that one chord. So I'll need to adjust that. If I need to, I will. I don't want to play the original song too much because I don't want the video to get like copyright strike. It probably already has. I don't know. But just in case, I don't want to play the original song too much. So, sustain alt pick right here. All right. And then go back to palm mute right here. Palm mute here, or no, sustain here. and then back to palm mute. Right there. Sustain and palm mute. Alright, we'll put a sustain right here. Make sure. Alright. Well, there's already a sustain there, but we'll have 2 sustains. Dude, yeah. Getting the time signature down for this, I didn't even try. Like I just took the original track and like I'm A-Bing it like right next to each other. And that's just how I'm doing it because it's just too complicated, man. There's like I didn't have enough time to learn the patterns and stuff, but I mean what I was doing is just slowing down the play rate of it. So I had both the track and the MIDI like lined up perfectly where they match. And then I'll slow down the play rate to like if there's a part I really don't know what's going on, I'll slow down the play rate and listen to just the original track, and then it'll give me a good idea of like if there's a kick missing or a palm mute missing or something. That's how I'm doing it right now. Because if I were to sit here and try to like learn the patterns and then do it by like memory, not for Meshuggah, man. Sounds good, man. All right, where did I leave off? I left off right after this part, I think. Oh yeah, this is it. This is just like the beginning of the song. Note channel 7. Velocity layer 84. All right, hold on. We're about to try this now, actually. All right, you said right click and you said customize toolbar. Okay. Okay. All right, what do I need to do now, guys? Because we need to fix this. All right. I want to be able to control my MIDI note channels and my velocities pretty quickly. So, what do I do? Can I search for something? Save MIDI sort. No. MIDI. Okay, hold on. Add. Do we go to add? Okay, add MIDI note or MIDI channel. Okay. Options active. MIDI item follows. No. MIDI note on. Pitch in project playback. MIDI no. 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 We can type channel. No. I'm just going to type in MIDI. Okay, modify. If anybody has any suggestions, I know somebody was in here earlier. Empyrean Audio was helping me. If you're still in here, Empyrean, I would gladly appreciate your help, brother. I need to figure this out because I want to be able to change my MIDI note channels and my MIDI note velocities with like a click of a button. A click of a button. Okay. Activate MIDI track. No. Contents. Edit value for events. Move events pace. Active MIDI note. MIDI inputs. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what I need to do. Note. Color notes. I wish I could help, but I'm lost on the subject. I DM'd Empyrean Audio for you. Okay, thank you, Strike. Appreciate you, man. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I know that's what he said, to right click and then you can add a command in here. Oh, you're good, you're good. I'm trying to do this now, this MIDI note. Like, what do I need to search for in the search bar to add this command? Because I right clicked. I'll go back. Okay, so you right click here and go to customize toolbar, correct? And then do what? Because you can go here to add, but I don't know exactly what I'm searching for, like what command I need to change the MIDI note channel. I'll have a look. I want to see the exact position. Okay, cool. Let's see. The action. I know you can like click on an action, can't you? And like, or you can do new action. Customize action. Because I know, hold on. It's called note channel. So you would need to change note channel. So it'd be customize toolbar. Okay, he said for that one, it's edit and set events to channel. It won't let me edit though. My edit button is grayed out. So hit add at the bottom left. Okay. All right. And then edit events. It's edit set events. Oh. Edit set event to channel. Ah, there it is. Edit set events to channel. Ah, okay. Got you. Okay, so set events to channel 1. So if I want something to be omni, or let's do 7. Let's do 7 first, since we're going with the top string. All right. Okay, so we go. Select. I hit select, right? Or add. Then you can rename the toolbar button to set notes to 6 string. Ah, okay. Okay, got you. All right. So all right, so we're gonna do, we'll change it, set icon. I'm just gonna set the icon to this, right? Or no, I already have that one. Okay, I think I can figure this out. Set icon to I think I did it. Yeah, there it is. Apply. Okay, let's see if this worked. Okay, so go there and click on that, right? Now, what do we got? Oh, snap, it worked! It worked! Alright, I'm going to set it to channel 2. Alright, so now we have channel 2 right here on these notes. Now, if I hit this button one time, ba-bow. Now, what channel is it set to? 7! Oh, you're a lifesaver, dude. You are the man. Dude, I'm so happy right now. I get to edit quicker. This is cool. So I can have each string set, right here at the very top of this bar. So if I want notes 7, just highlight them, click on it. Bam. Dude. Oh my gosh. Man. Dude. You just changed my life. Like, for real. There's a really cool tool, by the way. It's like $5 on Gumroad that lets you really easily make your own custom toolbar icons. I have no idea what I was just watching, but your excitement makes it okay. This is why Reaper is king. Man. Okay, so basically, Empyrean Audio helped me set this to where I don't have to highlight these notes, right click, go over here to note channel and select the note channel. I don't have to do that no more. Now, all I have to do is highlight the notes and hit this one button. And bam, it sets it to whatever MIDI channel I want it to. So right now, I only have MIDI channel 7 set right here. So I need to make that more, I guess, more distinguishable. Maybe I'll change this to like a number 7. So I'll have numbers 7 through 1. all the way across, and then I'll have another set of here for all the velocity layers in case I want to set a specific velocity layer, which I do. I have a few velocity layers that I use specifically that this will help with as well. But yeah, you can duplicate that one now and just change the action to the other channels. Sweet. That's awesome, man. For real. Dude, I knew Reaper could do stuff like this. It's just I'm like, sometimes I'm lazy and I'm like, I'm too set in my ways to learn something new sometimes. So this definitely helped me, man. I'm forever grateful. Thank you. Okay, real quick, let me set another one because we have customized toolbar. So if I want to, I can go to add a new action, type in edit event. Edit event. Or set events, not set. Set. Yeah, set event to channel 6. And then go to select. So now we have channel 6. And I'm going to do all of them. So 5, select. 4, select. 3, select. 2, select. 1, select. So now we have channels all the way to 1. And yeah. Edit, set icon, clear. Set events. I'll probably think of a better icon for those. I can't change it back to the default though. It won't let me. Remove. Okay, we'll just go back to add. And we'll go to, what was it? Event. Set. Channel 7. Select. Okay. We got it back. Okay. Oh, where's it at? Whoa, I think I screwed something up. Alan, if Axure II is getting cracked, what would you do? I would just move on with my life because it's fine. There's just things that happen with things like this, digital products, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. So just move on, and whoever has it, who cracks it, you suck. But I'd appreciate if you bought it because, you're taking food out of my mouth and out of my kids' mouth. I have 4 kids. So really, if you want to steal from me, you're going to stealing from 4 kids and my wife. So hope you sleep good at night. Set events to channel 7. Okay, so yeah, I've got that. Wait, let me. How do I get rid of that one? I can't get rid of that one. Rage bait, ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Started getting deep into customizing because I like doing nerd stuff. Yeah. If you go to set tool text icon, when you right click the action, you can type in what text comes up when you hover over also. Okay. Okay. You have to hit apply. Ah, okay. Dang it. I forgot to hit apply. All right, let's redo this. Let me go to remove. All right. All right. We're going to redo. Apply. Okay. Now we're going to add event set. We're going to select this one, select this one. I'm probably doing it the long way too. I probably can highlight all these and add them all at once, right? Computers. Okay, we got 1 through 7. Okay, so what we're going to do is just leave them like that, right? Apply. There we go. Can I move this over? No, I can't move that over. All right. Ah, yeah, I can move it. Okay, apply. There we go. That is better. Okay, so select that, hit channel 1 for Omni. Channel 1. And if I want it on channel 2, it's on channel 2. Sweet. Okay, so I want it on channel 5. Or second string, which is that. Dude, this is making my life so much easier. Oh my god. I bet if you clip this part of stream and post on YouTube as a Reaper tutorial, it would go viral. Hey, I'll try, man. I'll try. Actually, that's a good idea. I'll clip it, but I'll make it look less like I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be like, you click here, blah 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 blah. Yeah, solid. All right, guys, that is amazing. Let's listen to the beginning again. I gotta say, man, I'm pretty happy with like my drum sound on this one. Like the kick sounds good. Like kind of boomy and subby, but very quickly, like a quick sub. I don't know how to explain it, but I like it. It sounds good. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for helping me today, Empyrean. I appreciate you, man, for real. Like I can't say it enough. You literally like just blew my mind here. I will be back. I'm thinking tomorrow actually because. You know, I got to promote Axure, guys, and I mean, I'm gonna be working on this until it's done, and put it up on the YouTube channel. So I mean, I guess I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll continue working on this, getting it done. But yeah, thanks for stopping by today. I have to go because family is coming to see the new baby, so got to split. But for real, I appreciate you guys coming in, checking out the stream, hanging out, watching me fumble around Reaper and mix Meshuggah. So yeah, I will DM you on Discord, man. If I have any more Reaper questions and stuff like that, definitely for sure. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'll be back tomorrow, probably around the same time, maybe a little later. I don't know yet. But yeah, thank you guys. And go check out Axure II if you haven't. Tell your friends, tell your producer buddies, your bandmates, whoever, your grandma. I don't care. Everybody needs Axure.